How do we learn to trust ourselves? Which is really critical for our own growth and realizing our potential. The biggest note here is, well, why don't we trust ourselves? Confidence comes from experience, and with that experience we can have more certainty, right? Because we don't know if we are correct. We don't know if a course of action will go our way, and we don't know if we should therefore trust ourselves. If we are in pursuit of a goal, or we're deciding to take action on something, how do we know that we are correct? Or maybe if we are in the middle of some project, how do we know that we can trust ourselves and our instinct, right? This is a really critical topic because in our lives, we are going to, in one way or another, the decisions that we make are on the basis of who we are. And a lot of our decisions comes from, and our pursuits and interests come from our intuition, right? But we have to learn how to trust ourselves. We don't know if we know best. We think the older you get, the more opinions, perspectives you're exposed to. And then, especially at a younger age, you think, who am I to trust myself? And here's the thing. To a certain extent, yes, you are learning, and we should value the guidance of others 100%. But there will come a point where we will know what is best. We know ourselves in a lot of respects more than other people do in certain domains in our life. So here is what I will say. We will make mistakes, okay? But it's worth trusting ourselves, because if we handle it in a mature fashion, in a mature way, we will own our mistakes. And that will, in the long run, that will advance us, right? Whatever it might be, the mistakes that you make or the things that don't go your way, if it's a decision that came purely from your consciousness and your thoughts and from your perspective and your beliefs, sometimes when things don't go your way, honestly, you can make something out of it and you learn a lesson from it, right? So don't be so afraid of trusting, like listening to yourself, and if things don't go exactly the way you had envisioned, because at the end of the day, these are data points and experiences that you will be able to collect. And I think when you realize you can pick yourself up from mishaps and from instances where things do not go your way, you will come out stronger and you will have confidence in yourself, and that will build a solid foundation to move yourself forward. Because think of the alternative, right? And that is, you never trust yourself. You don't give yourself permission to try new things and explore, even if things don't go your way. And by the way, in the short run, they might look like they're not going your way, but in the long run, it might kind of pave that path that really aligns with you. But the point is, what I realized in the past 6 months to a year of kind of giving myself a little bit more permission is, you know, it's not gonna be ideal, but there's a comfort in giving yourself permission, not waiting for the world. Because let me tell you something, if you do that, number one, you're gonna get conflicting opinions and perspectives that it's just gonna become so chaotic, and then you're gonna rely less and less on yourself as you get older. You're gonna get used to that, and you're not even gonna know who to go to. And by the way, I mean, to a certain point, what, I guess, criteria are you applying when you are discerning who you're trusting to make decisions for you, right? A lot of people, you could argue, might not know the best either. So you have to learn how to make decisions for yourself. And that is why learning how to trust yourself is so important. It is so important. So the main takeaway here is, it comes with time. Little things, little decisions, let them come from you. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. There's a little bit of uncertainty. Taking small steps and learning how to make decisions on your own and being comfortable with making a mistake or not knowing the outcome is fine, because a lot of the people that are giving you advice too, they don't know what's going to happen either. And you know, I think also trusting yourself is also trusting the path that you're choosing. So trusting how you feel. No one can feel for you, right? And that's kind of the crux, and that's the point of this conversation, is nobody can feel for you. Nobody knows who you are to your core like you do. And so when you really think about it, it doesn't make that much sense to rest your path, who you want to become, and who you are, and what's meant for you, into what other people expect for you. So trust yourself. Learn how to trust yourself, and learn how to trust how you feel, and slowly have patience. Let that guide you. And I'm telling you, it's interesting, because in the short run it doesn't feel right. Sometimes it feels a little off because you think it's just one tiny opinion and perspective against everybody else's. So who am I to really trust myself and know what I should be doing? But learn how to trust yourself, because you never know what you have inside of you that can be realized. And I think there's a reward in that, you know, not just for yourself, but for the world, and what you could bring if you trust yourself and the projects that you have in mind and what you want to bring to the world and what you want to contribute. So learn how to trust yourself, because you never know what's inside of you and the potential and what you could give to the world. And so it's not easy, but as you go on in life, there's going to be a lot of turbulence, and more uncertainty are going to accumulate. And if you don't have a strong foundation of yourself and making your own decisions and trusting yourself, it's going to feel a lot rockier and a lot more tumultuous, I think, and a lot more, you're going to feel a lot more tension, essentially. So what I want to say is, learn how to trust yourself, slowly but surely in time, because it will make you stronger. You will own your mistakes, you will own your vision, and in the end of the day, your life will be yours. And I think there's a lot of excitement in knowing that, you know, your life is a project and some means, and you can make something really creative and innovative, and you have your own place in this world. So learn how to trust yourself. And yeah, that's all.